the dead of night, two voices awaken from the crypt. One coffin.
Two opinions.
Endless
screams.
This is Two Souls, One Crypt. I am Jeff Darko.
I am Beth Graves.
And we are going to discuss the newest remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night that came out last year, the 2025 version. We're not going to discuss the 2012 remake. We're going to discuss the 2025 remake and compare it to the 1984
remake, because 2012 we didn't even watch that one.
Well, I did, but we didn't. But yeah,
Okay,
we're going to compare it to 1984. Is that what you said?
Yes, 1984.
The original, which is on a level by itself, and how the new one is different and the same and not the same, because the new one sucked.
Yes, the new one was pure trash. But anyway, we're gonna jump into the 1984 one first because it's our favorite. And like I said, it's about Billy Chapman. As a child, he saw the brutal murder of his parents on Christmas Eve by a Santa Claus hitchhiker, which, how terrifying is that, being a kid at Christmas? And on the way to visit their grandpa, who was catatonic, living in a home, Grandpa had told Billy how Christmas Eve was the scariest damn night of the year, and he better run for his life. And that's Jeff's favorite part of the movie, by the way.
Yeah, he said, if you see Santa Claus, you better run, boy.
He said he punishes the naughty children, and punish seems to be a word that Billy continues to remember throughout this whole entire movie, which you'll see that when you watch the movie if you haven't seen it.
And if you haven't, what the hell are you waiting on? Because it came out in '84, and we watch it every year at Christmas time. And I don't know why anybody else wouldn't do the same. But
and we have a couple of friends of mine that we have also turned on to this movie. Missy and Dave Banker, by the way, that also love this movie. But I watched it as a kid, and I think I might have been 8 or 9 at the time when I watched it, and I found it terrifying because I don't love Christmas anyway, and I've never been a fan of Santa Claus. And then I was like, people were like, well, why don't you love Christmas? I'm like, well, you know, Silent Night, Deadly Night for one thing, but then I don't really like Christmas anyway. But now we watch it and we kind of find it entertaining, actually.
so the new one, let's get into that one first, and we'll compare that one to the old one. So the new one, it starts out, they go visit Grandpa, but he does not tell him that it's the scariest night of the year and all this stuff, and they cut all that part out, which it's a remake. I get it. It shouldn't be word for word. It's got to be its own thing, but yeah, he doesn't say anything about Santa Claus being scary, and then Santa Claus, I think, rams their car or something, and his dad gets killed, and then we get this huge time jump, and then all of a sudden Billy's walking out of a hotel and he's hearing a voice like
kind of like Venom, like he hears a voice in his head, and I'm like, what is going on? Is like, you can hear this voice like telling him what to do, and I'm like, is this a Venom movie? Like, what is going on? I don't even understand what's happening here. And he's like, yeah, go kill this person, go do this, go do that, and we don't even understand what's happening until way later on in the movie. It explains, apparently.
Yeah, it's a huge time jump, and you're like, did I miss something? I feel like we're missing something. Did the movie skip, or what the hell happened here?
Right, and we're like, so at the, so later on, after you get way into the movie, which is completely boring, by the way, and they did put some different parts in it, like the toy store. It was like Ida's Toys, and then it was like Ira's Toys, and they kind of compared that.
It wasn't a toy store. It was just like a kind of like a market store or something. It's called Ida's. But yeah, he keeps hearing this voice, and you're like, what the hell's going on this whole time? And he keeps having these weird dreams, and you get a piece each dream that he has, you get a little bit more of what happened to him as a kid. And then eventually he finally explains to his girlfriend that he gets in the movie exactly what happens. So you get this huge flashback, and then it kind of makes sense. And then and you're like, okay, this kind of works now. But throughout the whole movie, you're just confused, like what the hell's going on.
Well, so then I, of course, had to, when we're watching the movie, we can't enjoy anything without me pulling up Google and trying to figure out what the hell is going on in this movie. And then I'm like, okay, well, so apparently the guy that, like in the original movie, the hitchhiker guy, in this movie, it was a guy that was a janitor from...
the old folks' home where his grandpa's at.
Right. And he was... murdered the family, and then apparently Billy touched him, got some kind of electromagnetic energy, and it came into him. So then his voice took over, and his soul or whatever became Billy's soul, and then he made him start becoming a murderous Santa Claus. I'm like, well, that's stupid. It doesn't make any sense at all. It was nothing like the original. And
he claims that he can see what people can do, and he sees that people are bad people. So then he tells Billy to kill them, and so Billy figures out a way to how to kill them. Yeah, so don't get me wrong. This one does have a lot of nods to the original. He does pick a girl up and pierce her with the deer antlers like it does in the original. He kind of hints that he grew up, or talks about he grew up in an orphanage, but he didn't. They don't show that. They do say the guy tells him that today's garbage day as a nod to part 2, because that's everybody's favorite saying in Silent Night Deadly Night 2 is garbage day. But you want to touch on let's talk about the old one and how Billy grew up in the orphanage in Mother Superior.
Yes. For me, this part was really terrifying because, first of all, I don't know why. I just always felt like nuns were scary too. My younger brother actually was born in a hospital over in Virginia, and it was actually originally run by nuns. No joke. When me and my cousin were little, my brother was being born, and we were actually stopped by a nun and told to go wait with our people. And it was kind of like I had this flashback of Mother Superior from this 1984 Silent Night Deadly Night, telling me like like I was bad and I was going to be punished, and bad people need to be punished. And she was tall and had this big white nun outfit on. And this is like, I can remember this like this was yesterday. I think I was 9 at the time.
Did she have a ruler in her hand?
She did not. She did not, that I remember. But I was so terrified. And I seriously, I think about, because poor Billy, when he was in this orphanage, and one of the other nuns there was so nice to him and was like telling him to go out and play. And then here came Mother Superior, and she's like, I didn't tell you to leave your room. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like Mother Superior from that movie. And it was just so scary. But,
so there's like, I think there's like four or five of Silent Night Deadly Nights.
Yeah, so we've only watched the two. I don't even remember the garbage day that... I don't even get that reference because I never actually watched that one.
That was in part 2. Okay. Everybody loves part 2 better because part 2, you get basically everything that happened in the first one, because Billy's little brother is grown up and he's in a mental house, I think, a mental institute. And he tells his psychiatrist like basically everything. I don't know how he knows, because he was in the orphanage.
He was just a baby. He wasn't even a year old.
He was a little boy when in the orphanage.
Well, no, but I think, when the murder happened, he was just a baby.
Yeah, but he was in the orphanage.
Okay.
When they were both kids.
Right.
But then Billy, goes on his own way and when he turns 18. But anyways, he's telling his psychiatrist basically everything that happened in the first one of what Billy did. And then he gets out, and that's when he starts telling everybody garbage day. So everybody loves the second one because you get like everything in the first one plus a bit extra. I always like the first one best. It's just personal preference, but yeah, the second one you basically get the first one plus more. I guess.
But what was with the garbage day? What does that even mean? I don't even remember that.
He tells people it's garbage day, and then he shoots them, kills them.
What does that mean?
Because they're taking out trash. It's garbage day.
Okay, like
He shows he's walking down the street and the guy's pulling out a trash can. He says, "It's garbage day," and he shoots him.
Well, I think the original one, because every time he kills somebody, he's like, punish.
Yeah.
And that to me makes more sense because a Mother Superior, the
Wow.
crazy ass nun, after telling him like what a piece of crap he is.
So the first one, like I said, we watch it every year. We love it. It's pure 80s classic horror movie. We can talk about that one if you want, and how it's so much better than
Yes,
than
because the
remake.
second one is pure trash, and I don't
Not
recommend
the second one,
it.
the remake.
Well, I mean, and we were going to go to the theater and watch it, and we're so glad we didn't, because it would have been just a complete waste of
The
time.
best thing that come out of the new one, the remake, is the old cookie can that they made that
Yes.
everybody had in the 80s and 90s,
Yes.
and nobody knew how they got it. To me, nobody ever bought those things. But
It
they
was
were
like those butter cookies that people would put like sewing kits or whatever in, and then everybody would pass them out. Everybody's grandmother and
everybody had them,
had
but
one.
nobody bought them that I know of.
No, everybody got one for Christmas, and then we were like, "Hey, we got to go get that." And then it's like covered in blood, and on the inside it says "Punish," which is pretty cool. We're pretty excited.
Where the hell did those
about
cookies
it.
come from, though? Nobody ever bought them. Everybody had them.
No, but and I don't even remember getting cookies in them. I just remember like
I remember eating the
my,
cookies.
Well, I remember my grandmother or somebody having like sewing crap.
Yeah,
or
everybody
something.
put sewing needles and buttons in there for some reason.
right.
I don't know why. But anyways, that was the best thing to come out of the remake got better after they explained everything that happened, and then he started like going on his killing spree, and you got to see the little nods to the original one. But overall, you're better off sticking with the original because it's by far superior in every way.
And you got Mother Superior, and you
So-
can't beat that.
So the original one, if you haven't watched it, like I said, I don't know what you're waiting for because it's old as hell and it's a good Christmas movie. Billy goes, like she said, goes and sees his grandpa, and he tells him that Santa Claus is going to punish him. So then a guy robs a store as Santa Claus, and then he's broke down, and his parents pull up, and then he kills both his parents, and then Billy has to grow up in an orphanage, and that's the Mother Superior, like pretty much is mean to him while he's growing up. He becomes 18. He gets a job in Ira's Toys, I think is Ira's or Ida's one. The new one's Ida.
I think then the older one might be Ida. I can't remember, but I just
The old
remember.
one's Ida.
I just remember Mr. Sims.
The old one's Ira's Toys. The new one's Ida's shop or something. But the old one's Ira's Toys. So he becomes a stock boy back there, and come to find out, like Santa Claus that they're going to have for Christmas can't make it. So of course Billy's got to be Santa Claus, and that's when he just goes over the edge.
Yeah, he dresses up like Santa, and then he has to put all these kids on his lap, and who wouldn't make anybody snap? He's already crazy anyway. Then he's got to take care of all these kids, and then he's trying to tell them like they're going to be punished, and they're like, "Oh, he's so good with the kids," and then like deep down, it's building. The crazy's coming out. He's getting ready to go on the murdering spree, and then sure enough, Christmas Eve, they're like, "What is it?" Mr. Sims is like, "Tonight's the night. You got to get it going," and he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, and then so he goes on his killing spree. He's working his way back to the orphanage eventually, but one of the best parts of the movie, he shows up at his house and kills the babysitter and her boyfriend, and he gives the little girl, because she sees him as Santa Claus, he gives her a box cutter. I'm like, why would you? I guess that's the only thing he had in his pocket, and he's like, "Here you go, here's your box cutter." Like, okay, it's kind of like, why? But it works. I love it. And then they play one of my favorite Christmas songs, "The Warm Side of the Door." That's so great. If you don't know it, you have to look it up. I always play it around Christmas
He loves
time.
this song. We have to listen to it every year. I don't know why, but even though we love Silent Night and Deadly Night, and it's one of our favorites, one of my favorites besides this, even though we're not really talking about it today, is Black Christmas. It's still my top number one Christmas movie. Jeff don't agree.
That's a different day, different story. We'll talk about another Christmas movie another time. This was Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Billy and Punish.
I know, but this guy's also his name's Billy, and Jeff doesn't like it because he eats the skin cookies.
It's so gross. It's a gross movie. It's a good movie, but it's gross. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night, and how the new one sucks. and how the original is far superior. It's Mother Superior to the new
Yes,
one is
it
Billy,
is.
Little Billy, and it just beats the shit out of it because it's a lower movie. A lot of people I've seen online, a lot of people enjoyed it, but
I know, and I don't understand that at all because honestly, it did not. Of course, like you said, we love the original, and we're old school, and it just didn't make any sense to me. It just didn't have a plot. It started out, it was so confusing, and I just didn't understand it. And like I said, it was like, is this a Venom? I don't understand what's going on here. It just
the first scene we see is him as an adult. He's walking out of a hotel room and he killed somebody, and you're like, okay, he was just a kid 5 minutes ago. What the hell happened here?
Yeah, it was just jumping all over the place. There was just no logic to it. It was just, it didn't make any sense. It didn't follow a good pattern. I mean, I was just like, okay, I'm totally confused here, but okay, we just kept on pushing through, and then by the end, we're like, oh, okay, yeah, now we understand by the end of the movie, but by then we were just pushing through because we were so bored out of our mind. We were.
And so, spoiler alert: at the end of the movie, Billy gets killed, and then so he transfers his power to his girlfriend because her dad got killed, and then they figure out who killed him, and then so Billy kills them. But then in the return, Billy gets killed, and so she touches him, and he comes into her, and then she can hear him talk, and he's like, "You'll get used to it," and then she just kind of walks off, and it goes. It's the end of the movie. So I guess they could make a second one if they wanted to, and it'd be female lead, but I don't know if they will.
Maybe if they did, it would be better because this one was total crap, and maybe it would be better, but I'm sorry. I say stick with the original.
I do too. So that's our opinion on this one.
Yes.
Stick with the original, either one or two, or both. You could do both if you wanted to, but stay away from the 2025 version. It's not that good.
It's just a waste of your time, honestly.
Yeah, so that's our opinion this time. Come back next week and we'll see if we agree on another movie. Until then, this is Two Souls, One Crypt. I am Jeff Darko.
And I'm Beth Graves.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks.